Prototypes and Recognition of Self in Depictions of Christ. This work is a cooperation between the University of Osnabrück and the University of Bergen, made possible by a Erasmus trainee scholarship. My name is Christer Johansson. We are often told the story that make it seem as if Christianity was a sudden success. Crucifixion and Bob's your uncle. The reality is that Christianity went through many transitions from a small Jewish sect to a world religion by adaptations to the believers. Believers were increasingly encouraged to identify with the life and deeds of Christ. Could this have been helped by adapting the image of Christ to believers? This is not how we recognize Christ today. What happened? The curly-haired Christ type B disappeared after Justinian II's death in 711 AD. Does the success of type A have pure theological reasons, which is the common explanation, or can the answer also be found within cognition? In agreement with the processing fluency theory, the explanation might be that we like what we have seen before. The representation becomes prototypical through mere exposure, and prototypes are attractive because they are easy on the mind. The Renaissance. The Holy Face, Christ as God, is strictly symmetrical, gazing at you. Folger et al. 2016a find that positive traits are more easily assigned to symmetric, en face portraits, possibly as a consequence of face and gaze direction. Secular portraits were in profile. Christ as the man of sorrows was also often in profile. The face of Christ is also androgynous as well as symmetric. Is this in order to create a more universal appeal? Do people notice it? Can we experimentally verify that people detect and react positively to such features? In Folger et al. 2016b, we restricted our stimuli to the section between eyebrows and the tip of the nose. This excludes forehead and chin, as well as hairstyle and beard. Eye contact is a powerful stimulus. It can make you pay for free milk. We can also show that the information can be used to reliably decide the gender of the face in less than a second. Christ is recognized as female when we show the word female for 50 milliseconds before the face is shown. Similarly, priming male and female images with their correct gender avoids a classification as the opposite gender, red squares. The current study. We set up a hot or not contest. Our hypotheses are: prototypes will be liked more, prototypes will be processed more fluently, and people will like images that contain themselves, egocentric beauty or narcissist beauty. The middle image is the result of pairwise morphing 4 iconic images of Christ as indicated by the arrows. We keep this image as the prototype for Christ. This is also the image that is morphed with other images to create personalized images, as well as creating 3 new prototypes: a feminine, a neutral human, and a more male Christ. The upper row shows the prototypes for female, human, and male. These images are created by morphing all female participants, all participants male and female, and all male participants. The lower row shows the results of morphing each prototype with the prototype of Christ: a female Christ, a neutral human Christ, and a male Christ. These images are the personalized Jesus images. Each portrait is a person morphed with a prototype of Christ in proportion 80-20. Rows are male, female, male, female. As can be seen, it is possible to detect the gender of the person behind each portrait, mainly through facial proportions. The female images give a milder impression. Even though prototype Jesus, PJ, is part of all individualized personal images, it is chosen significantly more often in competition with all the personalized Jesuses. Its only competitor for most popular choice is prototype woman, PW. However, when we selected only instances of self against prototypes, we did not find any significant difference from this general pattern. Self did not increase the perceived attractiveness of an image. We may interpret that as narcissism is not common. Our perception of appearance is not so different from how others perceive us. Also note that adding male to prototype Jesus, PMX, makes it lose against more personalized images, and the same is noted for adding the human prototype to prototype Jesus, PHX. The effect can be described as diluting female features in prototype Jesus. We did not see that this effect was related to the gender of the participant. This graph shows that prototypes in general are significantly faster when the decision is for the prototype. The exceptions are prototype Jesus, which is harder to decide as it is part of all personalized images, but nevertheless it's chosen more often, and prototype women, who might have slightly more of the features that we think increase attractiveness. Main conclusions. The findings support our central hypothesis concerning the adaptation of the image of Christ towards a cognitively more pleasing image. An advantage for female features was detected, supporting earlier results on feminine features in the image of Christ. Compare Folger et al. 2016b. However, we did not find that images containing features of self were judged as more attractive. Following De Bruyn 2005, we suggest that the results would have been different if we had asked the participants to judge trustworthiness instead of attractiveness. In ongoing data collection, we note that a majority of our participants now claim in debriefings to have recognized themselves in a similar task that involves selecting the face they trust the most. More research is needed to investigate if trustworthiness is more associated with self-similarity. Likability is not only attractiveness but also trustworthiness.